Welcome back, Untamed Souls. And if you're new here, this is Esoteric Cat Tarot. My name is Eve. I've been reading cards for nearly 50 years. So I do things a little differently than most people do here on YouTube. One of the things I do is I do a reading as if you were sitting at my table in person. So I pick up the decks and I shuffle them in front of you. It's called Cooking the Cards. And do my energy into these cards while I'm shuffling them. You concentrate, you put your energy into these cards so we can get the best reading possible. Okay. I also sometimes have messages that come through while I am shuffling cards. Um, I call these messages before the messages, or some people don't like them because sometimes they are 15 minutes before the cards even start getting read, before the reading happens. But they're channeled messages from Spirit. I speak whatever Spirit wants me to speak when Spirit wants me to speak it. So I am going to start, I do believe, putting timestamps in the bottom of my readings. I have not done that before, but I'm going to start putting timestamps in the bottoms of the readings, letting you know when the reading itself starts. For those of you who do not want to hear the message that Spirit is trying to tell you ahead of the reading, just remember that it's a message from Spirit. These are channeled. I don't know what the readings are going to be until they begin. So I can't tell you what they're going to be. I can't do a little precursor thing like they do on YouTube. And I also don't really edit these. That whatever comes out, comes out. So let's see what Spirit has to say today, y'all. Taurus season has started. This is like the very end of April. And Taurus season has started, and I am a Taurus, so it's going to be very interesting. I'm also turning 60 years old, which means I am entering my cronehood. I'm very excited about this. Can't wait to see what is in store for me. I'm probably going to do a special birthday reading for Tauruses, and I may start that as a regular thing for everyone. But I'm interested to see what the cards would say to me about my 60th birthday. So, bottom of the deck is Five of Cups. Let's pull some of these off the bottom of the deck because they are talking. Wow. Okay. Let's see what these cards are. Let's pull these three. Let's put some of these together. Put my glasses on. That might help. So, the world, the star, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Well, I feel these want to be read not in this order. Wow. Some of you have been circling that rabbit hole there of depression, anxiety, emotions, a lot of things going on. Messages coming in. Little birds told you. Messages from above. Listen to them. Okay. Remember, intuition and anxiety are not the same thing. Remember that. Okay. Anxiety is urgent and scary and Intuition is just like a nice little whisper in your ear from the bird. Okay? Intuition is not scary. Anxiety is scary. So make sure what you're listening to is the messages from above and not your anxiety. Okay? Evidently, there's a lot of anxiety happening, but there's a lot has been happening, y'all, lately astrologically, with Aries and all the planets and the new moon. And yeah, there's been a lot of stuff happening astrologically. I'm not an astrologer. So if you're interested in that, find some more information here about what's been happening so you can learn more about it, especially if you're in Aries. Um, but a lot has been happening. And there have been a lot of emotions going on. There have been, I don't know, people have just been feeling really off, a lot of anxiety, a lot of emotions, things like that have been happening. And I see you. I want you to know I see you. Those of y'all that are doing this, I see you. You're going within, you're spending time within. Um, but you're not alone, okay? You're not alone. You're not alone. You feel alone. You feel a lot of anxiety and just the pressure of the world. The world right now is just insane. Okay, it's just insane. I mean, we have wars going on that none of us in the United States want to have happen. Um, I'm located in the United States, so yes, I do talk a lot about my perspective of being a person in the United States. But I know that all over the world, a lot is happening. Um, but it's a lot, and we are having, as a collective, are having problems dealing with it all because it's like it seems like every day there's something, you know what I'm saying? It's like uh the war, them bombing Iran just came out of nowhere. None of us knew that was happening until, the stupid giant orange in charge decided to get a bee up his butt and do it. Like most things that are happening in the United States. We don't know what to expect from one morning to the next, what we're going to wake up to. And it has all of our nervous systems just on high alert all the time. And you can't live like that. You can't live like that. So one of the things personally that I have done is I have just about quit listening to news. Not that I'm burying my head in the sand, because I used to be a news junkie. I would watch news 24/7. I was always in the news, watching the news, find out what's happening, into politics, all of that stuff. I used to work in that area at some point in my life, in politics. So I would be very aware of all that. And I just became a habit for me to watch the news all the time today. But I don't think it's good for us. I'm not saying bury your head in the sand. You need to know what's happening, okay, especially what's affecting you. But I don't think it's good for us that every day we're getting smacked in the face with a crisis. Um, and it's things we can't do anything about. It's different if something is showing up and you can do something about it, so you have some kind of control over it, then do something about it. But all these things that we are being confronted with every day that we can't personally control, and it has our nervous system on high alert. And so we need to stop. We just need to stop. We need to stop. We need to go within ourselves. Okay. We need to quit worrying about what's happening on the outside world that we can't control, because we can't control it. We cannot control what's happening out there. Okay. If you can control it, then control it. But most of us cannot control what's happening. So don't stress yourself over the things that you cannot control, that you have no control over. Okay. Because you have to save your energy for the stuff you do have control over. And you also need to save your energy for creating a better world. We all know that right now things are bad. And we are all just we are feeling all of this stuff. We're feeling like, we just want to nest. We just want to curl up and pretend the outside doesn't exist. We're on the edge of nervous breakdown, anxiety, panic attacks, depression. It's just coming in, coming in, coming in. We are also getting spiritual messages, but we are so like, our nervous systems are so out of whack. We cannot even figure out, are these spiritual messages? Or is this anxiety? What is happening? What is happening? What we can't grasp it all. And it's just too much for us. And we need to go within ourselves and take that time and not focus on what you can control. You can control things in your community. Focus on your community. Okay? You can't control what's happening in Iran. We can't. As an individual person, we can't. We can only do what we can do. I mean, we can call our legislators, our senators, whatever, and say, we're not happy with this. But that's like about all that we can do about that. We can go to protests when they happen, but we can't dwell 24/7 on these things that we cannot control. We also have to live our lives. And that's what we need to focus on, because we have been just inundated with too much stuff. And we need to focus on our lives, our own personal lives, what we can control, our household, our bodies, ourselves, our communities, where we work, our families, the things that we encounter every day that we can control. Like currently, the grocery store in my town is getting ready to close. It's closing right before my birthday. Um, which I used to love their cakes from there. I don't know if I'll get a cake from there or not, but they're closing and we will not have a grocery store in my town at all. Um, we can't control it. We as a community have tried. We can't control that, but what we can control is we have 3 blessing boxes set up. So we can control making sure that people in our community do not go hungry. People who do not have a car to drive, a half an hour to another grocery store. We can contact our neighbor and be like, "Hey, I'm going to drive today a half an hour to the grocery store. Do you need anything? Or would you like a ride to the store? I'm going." You know, those kind of things. That's the things that we have to do. We have to do that as a community, the mutual aid, the supporting the individual people, because we can't do the big picture. We can't control it. But we can control the fact that we will not let people in our town go hungry just because we don't have a grocery store. Okay? We are not going to let people go hungry in this town because we don't have a grocery store. We're going to, pick up an extra can of whatever when we go to the grocery store and drop it off at the blessing box. So if somebody needs it, they can go to the blessing box and get it. We're going to make sure that people don't go hungry just because there's not a store here. Um, we're going to check in with the elderly high rise. We have an elderly high rise. It's a block away from the store. They walk over to the store all the time. We're going to check in with them and be like, hey, maybe let's work with the senior center to do more trips to the grocery store to the next town. Because we have a senior center that has a van. We have churches with vans. We are figuring this out as a community. And that's what you can do. And that's what you can control. Okay. You can't control whether they're bombing Iran. You can't control whatever it is that Trump comes up with next. You can't control that. That man is just a loose cannon doing whatever he wants and running roughshod all over this country. And our senators and our congresspeople aren't doing a damn thing about it. And I'm trying not to get off on a tangent, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I know this is a tarot channel, and some of y'all don't want to hear this. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care anymore. Our country is being destroyed. Okay? And we have to do what we have to do to take care of each other. Gas prices are getting ready to go insane. And how are people supposed to get to work? So I live in rural Appalachia. People drive an hour or two one way to work. Okay? Our kids ride buses for an hour one way to school. What are we supposed to do? Grocery stores closing. Food prices going high. Everything. It's just everything. And this right here, this energy that's coming off of me right here, right now, this is the energy that y'all are feeling. This is this. It's this energy, okay? It's that energy. And that's why I disconnected from the news. That's why I take the time to go within, and you do too. You need to do this. You need to disconnect from the news. Disconnect from the things that you cannot control. Go within, rest, recuperate. Take a digital detox. I took a digital detox and it was amazing. I've actually done 2 of them this year. I'm just coming off of my second one, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing. The first one was a month, and so was the second one. The month of January, I did a digital detox, and the month of April, almost the whole month of April, I've done a digital detox. And it has been amazing to just not go on social media, to not listen to all of the crap that's out there. Yeah, it regenerates you, and that's what you have to do. You have to take that time, and you have to do that. Now, let me get back to this reading. Even though that's part of the reading, that's part of the reading, is this energy that has been coming out. I mean, last week's reading was all about all this panic and anxiety that I was feeling, right? And if you didn't see last week's community reading, go watch it. It was all, I mean, I could feel so much panic, it wasn't even funny. I was crying, everything. I could feel all of these emotions. And this reading, I'm feeling anger. I'm feeling the collective anger over everything that's happening that we cannot control. And we don't want to feel angry. Anger destroys you from the inside out. We don't want that. We don't want to feel angry. That's why we need this. That's why we need to go within. We need to go within. You're not alone though. See, your love's there, your heart's there. You're not alone. You just need to take some time to be alone. To disconnect from the larger world and to reconnect with your nest. Your nest, your home, your community, your family, the people that you care about on a daily basis. You need to reconnect with them. And in this reading, Spirit's been really trying to reach you, okay? Spirit has been trying to reach you, but you've been letting too much of the outside noise come in. You've been letting too much of that outside noise come in. You have to quiet the outside noise so that you can hear. Sorry. You have to quiet the outside noise so that you can hear Spirit talking to you. Okay? You have to quiet that outside noise. Time to quiet that outside noise. You've also been having a lot of dreams. Pay attention to your dreams that have been happening. You've also been, you need to go back to childhood innocence. You're presented with a whole lot of choices, and you're not in a frame of mind to make choices right now. You're not. There's too much happening in the world. There's too much going on. And you are not in a frame of mind to be able to make these kind of choices. And what you need to do is you need to go back to the innocence and joy of childhood. When you wake up in the morning, instead of worrying about what's happening in the world, think about when you were a little kid. When you were a little kid and you woke up in the morning, were you worrying about the war in Iran? Were you worrying about gas prices? No. When you were a little kid and you woke up in the morning, you were happy. You were just happy that the sun was shining and you had another day to play with your friends, play with your toys, color, create art, whatever. Get back into that. Get back into joy just for the sheer joy of it. Okay? That's what you need to do. You need to do that. There is hope for this world, y'all. There's hope for this world, okay? There's hope for this world. Those of us that are trying to create joy, even in all of the chaos. We are doing something, even though we feel like we're not doing something. We are raising the vibration. We are putting more love out in the world, and this world needs so much love right now. This world needs more love than it has needed in a long time. We are shining this light. We are putting our love out into this world because there's hope, and as long as we have hope, things are going to be okay. There's just a lot happening in this world, and I know this has been like very much of the world reading and not a specific individuals. Um, but this is something that Spirit wanted to bring out here today because I think there are so many of us in this community that are just afraid and stressed and over everything, over the bigger of the world, the bigger things in the world that we can't control, and over the everyday things like how are we going to buy groceries? How are we going to um, get to work? And then also just the human things, the human things, the arguments with your partner, the kids misbehaving, all just the normal everyday things. And it just piles up and piles up. And I think so many of us are going through so much right now. And we just don't know where to turn. We just don't know what to do. And what we need to do is we need to turn to each other with love. And we need to turn to Spirit with love. Okay, we need to not be angry. We need to let go of the things we cannot control. You know that, what's that serenity prayer that they say? I don't know it. But something about the serenity to accept the things I can't change and to change the things I can, or something like that. Um, yeah, we have to have that. We have to know whether we can control it or not. And if we can't, we have to be able to let it go and move on with love. That's what we need to do because we are just too stressed out as a community. We need to start loving people. We need to do more mutual aid, mutual support, coming together, bringing people together. We need to get back to the way things used to be, okay, when we were young. When you were a kid, now I'm not talking about I'm a Gen X. So when I say when you're a kid, I'm thinking about my childhood. I know childhood now is a whole lot different for these little babies out there because they're all so attached to these iPads and all this stuff. First of all, take them away. Take them away. Hey, kid, go outside and play. Tell them to go outside and play. That's what they need to do. They don't need to be stressed over some kind of electronic crap. They need to go outside and play in the yard. They need to watch butterflies. They need to watch ants. They need to talk to the tree. All the stuff you did when you were little, they need to do that. I don't even see kids outside playing anymore. That's not good. That's not good, y'all. I know the world's scary, but you know what? The world is beautiful. The world is beautiful. And you got to let your kid experience it. You want your child to grow up to be a good person, they have to experience the good things. This is just unplug. Everybody unplug. Unplug yourself, turn the Wi-Fi off. There you go. Every day for 2 hours, turn the Wi-Fi off. I'm sure there's probably some kind of app or something out there that can arrange that for 2 hours every day your Wi-Fi goes off. And then you have to communicate with each other. You have to sit down and read books. You have to get off the grind of the electronics. We're like zombies out here, y'all, just looking at these phones walking around. Everybody I see now wear headphones. I don't wear headphones when I go out. I want to hear the birds chirping. I want to talk to people that I walk by. We're so isolating ourselves. They say that we have a loneliness epidemic, but a lot of it's because we're isolating ourselves. We're isolating ourselves by wearing headphones everywhere we go so people can't talk to us. We're isolating our kids by not sending them out to play. We don't even go out. People don't, here in West Virginia, we do. Here in West Virginia, we're still very much like we used to be. The kids don't play outside as much though. But we all still sit on our porch and talk in the evening. We do that kind of stuff regardless of age. I've got people that live near me that's older than me. I got people that live near me that's just barely 20, and they all come out. We come out on our porches and talk and stuff in the evenings, take little walks around the neighborhood, that kind of stuff. I mean, the world needs more of that, and less of digital. It it's just not, our nervous system's not made for all of this being connected all the time. It's not. It's too much for all of us, and we need to stop. We need to go back to that childlike innocence, and we need to find joy in our life, and we need to raise the vibration of the entire world by putting more joy and more love out there. Love your neighbor. Love your neighbor. If you don't know your neighbor, go meet your neighbor. Yeah, there's some scary stuff in this world, but there's some really wonderful, beautiful things in this world too. And you will never see the wonderful, beautiful things if you are too afraid to come out your front door. Talk to your neighbor. Go outside and say, hey, to your neighbor. I don't care where you live. Do it. Might make a new friend. I feel like I've had a little rant, like I'm talking to my kids or something here, but that's the message today. We need to, I don't know, maybe somebody out there needs a mama or a mama, as we call grandmas, but I go by Mimsy. But maybe somebody out there needs that. Maybe somebody out there needs somebody to that's older to talk to them like that, to help them. Yeah. Let's uh let's see what this has to say. Let's see what the earth craft has to say. We're talking about nature. We're talking about needing to connect more with the earth. Let's see what these beautiful cards have to say. I love these cards. These cards here, basically, they're telling you what I told you. You got too much stuff happening in the world. We need to disconnect. Do a digital detox. Don't make any rash choices right now because, yeah, there's things hidden under these choices. See that snake and stuff? Yeah. It's not time for you to make choices. It's time for you to love yourself and to love your neighbors. And remember when you were a child, that childlike joy. Remember that. Let's get a couple of these beautiful, beautiful Earthcraft cards. Change the tone of this reading a little bit. Spirit of the South. You are sacred. Spirit of the South. And you are sacred. Spirit of the South. The South. Fire. To the flames. But this is not saying that to me today. Spirit of the South. That's Southern hospitality. Meeting your neighbors. You are sacred. We are all sacred. Every one of us is a sacred being. Okay? Go out and recognize that in your neighbor. Spirit. Everyone is part of spirit. And when you recognize that in other people, you will start living better. I'm serious. Every person is part of spirit. We are all connected on this earth. You do something and it affects everybody else. You have to recognize the sacred in each individual person because we are all sacred. You're sacred. I'm sacred. Mailman's sacred. Everybody's sacred. recognize that connection and that sacredness in everybody. And find the spirit of the South, y'all. Come on, go sit out on your porch this evening. Look at the lightning bugs. Talk to your neighbor. If you live in a big city like New York or Philadelphia or Chicago, I've been in all three of those cities. Philadelphia is very friendly, neighborly. They talk to you on the street and stuff. But go out today and talk to somebody. I don't care if they look at you like you're crazy. People in New York look at me like I'm crazy because I talk to everybody. But you know what? They all talk back to me. And most of them are like, oh my God, I love your accent. Where are you from? And then we have a conversation. And it's nice. I've met some amazing people that way. Don't be afraid. Connect with someone. They're sacred. You're sacred. We're all part of spirit. We're all connected. Become more Southern. Use that Southern charm. Sit out on your porch. Talk to your neighbors. I feel like, I don't know, this reading's a lot of places. I feel like that today. But I feel like the world's a lot of places today. You know? Like the world is all over the place. And we're just trying to figure out how to get through it. Let's let's get a goddess message. See what message goddess has for you. This has been a heavy reading. It's a lot of don't do this in it. But it's not, it's for your own good. You know what I'm saying? We all have to disconnect from all this craziness. We have to. We can't wake up angry. Waking up angry every day leads to really bad things. I know that personally. You don't want to wake up angry. It's better to wake up in that childlike joy every morning than to wake up angry. You don't want that anger on your heart all the time. There we go. Annapurna, a harvest awaits you. Enjoy. That sums this whole reading up, don't it? A harvest awaits you. Enjoy. Unplug. Unplug. Go out and connect with people. Go out and connect with nature. Find your joy. Find your love. And share it with everyone you meet. And the world will be so much better. All right. There you go, y'all. If you got something out of this reading, if you connected with this reading, drop me a comment. If you have questions about how to do digital detox, like I was talking about that I've done, you can, drop me some questions. I'll answer them. I thought about trying to do like a Q&A post. So if you have some questions, drop them and I'll answer them. Like this video so the algorithm knows that other people need to see it. They'll push it out because people like it. Share this video out to somebody who needs to hear it. Somebody who's been just overwhelmed with everything that's happening right now, and they really need to change their focus and unplug and start living in that childlike joy and happiness and vibrating with love. Because there is hope in this world. We have to always look for the hope in the world. So share this out in a message to somebody. Let them know that they're sacred. Have some of that Southern hospitality. um, if you're not subscribed so then you get notifications of when I post. I post zodiac readings and I post collective readings every Thursday, like this one. card unboxings, just different things. So if you're subscribed, you'll get notifications so that you can come and watch the videos. I don't know why I'm really tired after this reading. I feel really exhausted. I think that's just the general feeling of the world right now. We're just exhausted with everything. And we need to get back to the simpler times, y'all. Get back to the simpler times. Find the hope in the world. There's hope in the world, y'all. Never forget that. There's hope in the world. Let's get back to the simpler times. The joys of childhood. Anyway, that's it. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Drop me any questions you might have. I think I'm going to go take a nap. This one's really took a lot out of me. I'll be interested to see what all was said when I watch it back. Like I said before, the readings are channeled, so I don't even know half of the stuff that I have talked about or said until I watch the video back when I'm uploading it to YouTube. So it surprises me too sometimes. Um, anyway, I love your faces. Kisses.